welcome to Sterling on Cinemas, and that's Cinemas with an S. And today I'll be giving you my review on The Avengers. Now, before I begin, if you're new to this video, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment on the section below, and share it to your friends or family if you could. So, let's get started. The synopsis. What is The Avengers about? Well, we've all seen The Avengers, but if you haven't, let me tell you. When Thor's evil brother gains access to the unlimited power of the energy cube called the Tesseract, which we previously saw in the post-credit scene of Thor, Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D, initiates a superhero recruitment protocol called the Avengers Initiative in an effort to defeat the unprecedented threat to Earth. Joining Fury's dream team is the genius billionaire playboy philanthropist Iron Man, the man with a plan, Captain America, the savaging but incredible Hulk, the mighty Thor, the former Russian spy Black Widow, and the master of marksmanship Hawkeye. Now, the story about the Avengers. The original Avengers will go on to be one of the most classic comic book movies of our time. And even though the Avengers is nothing compared to what we saw in Infinity War and Endgame, because in Avengers all they did was assemble 6 superheroes, but in Infinity War and Endgame we saw like 22 heroes and 7,000 different heroes from across the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. But this right here will always be traditional superhero bliss. Iron Man kicked the franchise off in 2008, but the Avengers set the basic premise of a cinematic universe and the idea of bringing different heroes on the big screen together at the same time. Because at the time, the idea of a shared universe was very unheard of and uncertain and unthought of. But after this movie, different studios have tried to take the same approach in making different movies so they could all culminate into a big crossover. But we've seen that. We tried to see different studios make an attempt at that, but nothing can replicate their formula. This is the central concept that this franchise stands on. It's all connected. See, The Avengers is the culmination of 5 Marvel movies prior to this in 4 years, which is Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America, the First Avenger. Now, I know I'm missing Hawkeye, but Black Widow was in Iron Man 2, and Hawkeye made a cameo in Thor, so that's all the 6. And Joss Whedon definitely made the build-up to the classic ensemble worth the wait. Now, the Tesseract and Loki's scepter is falling. As far as the Infinity Saga goes, because I did say, if I haven't already, this whole story, the Infinity Saga, centers on the Infinity Stones, obviously. And the Tesseract and Loki's scepter are 2 out of 6 Infinity Stones, the Space and the Mind Stone, which at the time was an unexplored plot point to the overarching narrative. But at the time, y'all didn't see nothing yet, and I didn't see it either. The Avengers wasn't just the culmination of phase 1 of the MCU. It was the start of many things that instantly became famous. Among many was the constant dysfunctionality between Iron Man and Captain America, Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of Bruce Banner, and the Hulk, which before this, y'all saw my review, Edward Norton played him. And now with Mark Ruffalo being a replacement for that actor, people have loved him ever since. And the way Loki was used as a villain in this movie is much better at the time than the majority rogues gallery. In the climactic battle, the climactic battle in New York City is one of the best third acts in any summer blockbuster. Yeah. Despite the fact that we're so used to seeing heroes in these movies, we will always remember the time it was so hard to pick our jaw up off the floor when we saw these characters meet for the first time on screen. One of the biggest things that makes the Avengers work is just the character dynamics between team members. Whether it's Tony Stark collaborating his brain with Bruce Banner's, or him butting heads, or him colliding his opposing logic with Steve Rogers, or Nick Fury confronting Loki with a deep debate on the difference between war and peace. Excuse me while I quote Nick Fury, because one of the best lines he said to Loki, he was saying like, "You threaten my world with war, you try to steal a force you can't hope to control, and you talk about peace, but you kill because it's fun. You have made me very desperate. You might not be glad that you did." And that was just a good That alone was just one of the best dialogues from any character in this movie. And speaking of characters, this is where we also learn just a little bit about Natasha Romanoff's background as a spy, which will hopefully be explored in the upcoming Black Widow movie, because if that virus hadn't happened, we would have already saw it, and I would be giving you my review of it right now. The character dynamics, they do benefit each team member into seeing a better part of themselves and each other. And even the death of Agent Phil Coulson becomes the defining purpose of this team of heroes, to fight for people who are out of their league, who are unable to defend themselves, to avenge. Now, the difference between avenge and revenge is that when you get revenge on somebody, it's because of something they did to you. But when you avenge somebody, it is because of something they did to somebody else. Like if I was fighting for somebody that lives across the street from me, that would be avenging. If I was fighting or trying to do something back to somebody because they hit me earlier, that's revenge. So there's a big difference to that. And let's not forget, this is where we are introduced to the Mad Titan Thanos, who is set up to be the greatest threat yet. And I can't wait to give you my review on Avengers Infinity War. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 92% score. The Avengers is one of the most ambitious crossovers of our time, and it will go down in history, no doubt, as one of the best comic book movies of the last decade, of the 2010s. With a great story, irresistible character dynamics, and stylized action, and many, many more. I will give it, and for that, I will give it 9 SOs out of 10. So that's my review on the Avengers. If you've seen it during your time at home, you can tell me what you think in the comment section below. Just if you've seen it recently. But if you still remember it by heart, you can always feel free to share your opinions down here in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time with my next video. See ya.